How did you make out with it? All right?
Yeah, he lived for a few more years.
Good.
Yeah, then I had to be euthanized. My friend adopted it.
That's good. Whoops. Spotlight on talent. Thanks, Stace. They're so comfortable. I'm gonna have to put a little mark on it. You got
This
the high
one,
boy, I got a low boy.
no matter what, I can't reach the floor anyway.
I just
I
need
just
to
feel
go.
like they
Yeah.
slide all over.
Not fun.
Is it on?
Waiting for baby.
Oh,
Somebody was jumping on. Oh, no, mind, start without him, he needs the link,
He's what?
he needs the link.
We can wait a few minutes. Anybody in a big rush? Anybody got a big supper? Your husband cooking you a big supper tonight?
And so before I left, but then, so, eat whatever you want.
There you go.
I had 3 bowls of cereal for lunch.
What kind of cereal?
Chex Mix, it's
Oh, that's
strawberry
good.
and vanilla.
Yeah, that's good. I know,
Oh,
I
I
get
don't
to
know if 3 bowls
Apple
are
Jacks. I can't go near Apple Jacks.
I love Apple Jack.
That's what I mean. It's like I start at the top of the box and go to the bottom.
Yep.
It's like popcorn with me. I can't do it. Can't do it.
I'm on the cereal kick for some reason.
I didn't make any soup
So
this year. Usually I make a lot of soup like in October, November, and then I just put it in little containers and freeze it all.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So simple, just take it out, throw it in the microwave, sit around waiting for it.
Yeah, that's so
It's
true.
Done, yeah.
It's nice in this weather, especially.
Well, I can't stand canned soup. It's so salty. Oh my
Mhm.
God, that's all it is. And when we
Sodium,
were a kid, that's all we'd have.
chicken noodle.
Yeah, chicken noodle. I hate chicken vegetable though. I don't know what it is. Something in it. Not chicken, beef vegetable, Can't handle that. Mm-mm.
There's nothing like the Venus soup. Minestrone.
Who mentioned it to me? Nancy the other night. She said something about Venus. I'm like,
Yeah.
I gotta
Once
go
in a
down.
while, I stop over there and I'll get a container. It's expensive now, but
I can imagine.
it's still good.
Oh, I know. What do they have, like lobster bisque or something? I used to
Yeah, they've got quite a few.
have that on, like buffets or something, like I go to different functions there. And I remember that was
Yeah.
so good.
How are we doing?
I don't know, they're supposed to put the flags at half-mast today. They didn't do it.
What was it for? Half mast?
Carol Dory dying, a rep, not our rep, she
Oh.
was Tom's rep, but she did
Oh.
walk first too. Very quickly. Pancreas cancer. Just passed her last, what do you call it, warrant in, State House. Sign language in school.
Oh, yeah.
Mostly for autism kids, because they can't speak, but they can use sign language, but then who's going to read their sign language?
Right. I took a course when I was at the police department. We had somebody come in and teach us. 'Cause we had
The basics.
Yeah, we had one apartment building that there were quite a few hearing impaired individuals that lived in there,
Well,
so.
they probably like to live together because the other person could
Yeah.
understand them.
So when we went there often and they had the phone system, the relay phone system, that would work for them.
Oh, right, yeah.
Mm. And I remember way back in the day, before texting was an actual thing for us, there was a few people in the community who already had those phones that they could text.
Really?
And I used to just look at them and be like, what are they doing? Because we didn't have texting.
Yeah.
And they would show you that they were texting.
Wow.
And today, that's all people do.
I remember when I worked at Raytheon in 67, they were just starting to come through with faxes.
Mhm.
You have to call ahead and say, put your phone on the fax machine. Like, oh my
God,
God.
how times have changed.
That employed a lot of people. Oh, wow. That was only up and running now.
Well, now you can fax right from your phone. You can
Really?
take a picture of a document and it has the capability of sending it like a fax.
Really?
Yeah. Who knew cell phones would be so
I know.
important? Now we walk around with little computers, really. A computer, you can do everything. You can go online, you can do your banking, you can do video calls.
Ralph
You
got
can
faxed
record?
today. Ralph got faxed.
Oh, I got an email from him. That wasn't the
Yeah,
first
that's not
time.
bad. That's spam.
That was the second email I got from him.
Oh, that's the first one I ever
Yeah,
got.
that's my second one. And I'm like reading it, I'm like, no, that's scam.
Yeah, they were asking to go get some cards, e-cards, $400 worth, because he wanted to give them to some people
It
around
didn't say
here
that
as a
vibe.
surprise. And he'd let me know later on. what.
It was just to call him, he had something urgently to
Yeah.
talk to me about.
It's like, no, this isn't right. I called, hey, did you? He goes, no, it just started. Go, go.
And he's here.
What, hon?
We gotta admit Vinny on the call. Vinny's on there.
Oh, good. No picture? I want to see the tan.
Hey, Vinny.
Hey,
Can you see me? Can you hear me?
you look like you got a sunburn.
That's a golf burn.
Oh,
You get burned from like your forehead to your neck and then you're midway from your arm and down. The rest of me is white.
Oh, gosh.
yeah, we feel so sorry for you, Vinny.
Hey, Barbara, I had to put on pants today, okay?
I hope so. Are we ready?
Ready.
Ready.
Town of Dayton Board of Health, regular meeting, 1111 Somerset Ave. It's a remote participation Zoom meeting. It is a public meeting being recorded for cable, broadcast, and internet posting on youtube.com/Town of Dayton. Like to call this meeting to order. Barbara Batavia, Chair.
Tammy Mello.
Vinny Hebert.
That's the kind of meeting we're having today, I can tell. Shall we recite the Pledge of Allegiance, please? Pledge allegiance to the flag, the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Old business, review, discuss, act, bond permit. Have any input on it?
Just gonna check on the TV.
Stace, do you have anything, hon?
We did talk with the Ag Commission. The Ag Commission is not in support of them. I don't know. I think we're just We gotta make a decision, because it's going around and around and around here
I know.
on what we need to do. I don't think we're gonna get the compliance that we think we're gonna get. The ones that have turned in already will probably be the only ones that we'll get. And that's the way it happened the last time we had them.
Anything to say about it?
Vinnie?
This is the barn permit
Barn
piece, right?
permit.
Again, I go back to is like, do we really need it? It's $5, right?
Well, right now they're 25,
5.
but
25.
yeah.
I think that's a little high, to be honest with you.
Well, I think it's high, but as I said, I know doing what I've done we've done this for years, and we stopped doing barn permits, 3-4 years ago, maybe. We put it into place, but we didn't get the response that we wanted to get. Even when I was going and I was inspecting and I was leaving, you need to fill this out. So because there's no back end to it that I can go, okay, you didn't fill it out, so this is the consequence. It is, but if you do it, you do it. If you don't, you don't. Same with stable permits. Unfortunately, we have people that will always get a stable permit in this town because they have boarding facilities or they do riding or something like that. So they have to have that. But there's probably 4 or 5 stables in town, or people that have horses that don't have permits, or probably more. And I can't make them do it. So they still get inspected, but I can't make them do it.
Mm-hmm.
How could we enforce it then?
You'd have to go through making, not a bylaw, but I never can remember the word. Something that can be read a couple times and then put in place, but then it's with the law, you need to make sure that it can be, a ticket can be given or a fine can be given, and what are those fines? Who's gonna write that ticket?
Can you think of any other way that we can keep track of, especially the birds? Because right now it seems like that's the big thing. We'd like to keep track of them.
Well, the state keeps track of them. I know where they are.
But we can all pass away
No,
tomorrow.
but what I'm saying is you could always call the state has that, and when I inspect, it says, I don't know if you've ever read it, everything on this is private. It is not used for anything except for the state to know where things are if we have a disaster.
Right.
Mhm.
And so anything that's written on there is private. So for me to tell you where they are, because I inspect them, is that stepping over? I don't know. You can always call the state and say, how many chicken farms, how many people do we have in our town that have chickens? They'll give you a number. I can guarantee you that a couple more or 10 more or more have them, because I can guarantee a lot of people are gonna get chickens this year.
How do they know who
true.
has chickens and who doesn't?
Because when I go and inspect, I'm supposed to even inspect those people that have just chickens in their backyard.
Okay.
So that's how they know. But,
And when
if there's a
you do your
problem,
inspections, you
I
submit
send
it
them right to the
to
state,
the state.
and the state looks them over.
So in other words, you would know who has permits and who doesn't have permits.
Not permits, who's just been inspected.
Right, right. But I mean, if they've been inspected, they should have permits also.
Not necessarily, because most towns don't have,
Well, I mean, Dayton, we're talking about Dayton.
well, in Dayton, I mean, as I said, I can go to a stable right now and say, you have X amount of horses, you have 2 horses on the property. Okay, but they also have chickens and goats. Those go on,
Right.
my stable, my inspection,
Mm-hmm.
my barn inspection, And then I'll say to them, if they don't have a stable permit, the town, you need to have a stable permit. You know, you need to go to Board of Health and do this. And sometimes I even have the application in my van and I'll hand it to them. What they do with it after that, if they don't come here, not much I can do. And that's the way it's been for years.
I know we went kind of around and around this last time about,
Yeah,
you know, stable permits and barn permits and how, you know, I told you I had, you know, done some research on some of the other towns. They have permits for pigs, right? That's a separate permit altogether. Then it's like, how many horses do you have? And it's kind of a little bit of a sliding scale, right? If you have 2 horses, if you have 5, if you have 10, then it gets into commercial and things like that. So I think we had, again, I think we had this discussion last time. We're like, okay, how many people in the town have like 10 horses or more?
2,
2?
2,
I think we-
3 farms I can think of off the top of my head.
Yeah,
are they mostly commercial?
They either have boarding or they're doing lessons or something like that, yes.
So they have to get permits to
They-
get
right.
insurance?
To have insurance to be able to do, because the state makes sure that they're okay with the town to give them their instructor's licenses and all that kind of stuff, so yeah. Well, there's probably 4. There's probably 4.
Not as bad as Rehoboth.
No, we're not as big as, not with horses, we're not as big as Rehoboth.
Rehoboth is
I
big
mean,
time.
we have stables that have 1 or 2 horses, but to say commercially, 4.
Right,
so I mean, I think we're, you know, we keep going around and around about stable permits and barn permits, right? And do we need both of them? It's pretty much the question in front of the board, right? Do we really need the barn permit, or is a stable permit going to be all encompassing? Is that correct?
The stable license is different, or stable permit. That's just for horses.
Right, for the town, there's a bylaw that says you need to have a stable permit. That if you're just got 1 horse on your property, and that includes donkeys, that kind of stuff. That's a bylaw,
Okay, so,
but when I inspect. There's no difference for the state whether you have a stable permit or whatever, because it's just considered barn inspections.
that's where I'm going.
That's
That,
across the board.
Yeah, so to me, it sounds like we're doubling the work here.
Mhm. So can
Exactly.
you do inspections without permits?
Yes,
Okay,
I can.
I think, honestly,
Nobody else can without a warrant.
I think that's all we need.
Yeah.
The state lets me do that, and if they have a problem, then we get the police involved, but,
Mhm.
I can.
And you don't have a problem with, obviously, with anyone. So as long as everyone's getting inspected and you know about it, I think, to me, I think that's feasible.
is there,
I think we're
there's a
just
form you
doubling the
fill
work.
out?
There is, that gets sent to the state.
I mean, how many barn permits do we issue?
Barn permits are stable permits.
Barn.
Barn permits,
When we did it, it was about 30,
Right.
30?
yeah.
But some of those might have been double, because for a while, if you had a stable permit, they were requiring you to get a barn permit too, which is no.
Right,
Have a stable
right,
permit, you
yeah.
have a stable permit, it encompasses everything.
Yeah, there was duplicates in there.
Right.
Mhm.
Right.
So here's my thinking. I think we should just leave things the way they are. The last meeting that I went to for the agricultural committee, I think everyone was on the same page and we talked about it. Maybe having some workshops, offering some workshops on having backyard chicken flocks. You know, giving that information out to our residents, because I think we're spending so much
Exactly.
time on this.
Yeah.
It's like we can be doing something else.
Yeah,
I think we're just kind of beating around here. Let's just, you know,
I agree, we're just like.
Stacy's going out there, she's doing her inspections. She knows
Yeah.
what's out there. There's no reason for us to keep going around and around.
It's like we're kicking the can down the road again, right? I mean,
Right.
So I would agree, is like, just keep the barn permits as they are. You know, we could just say, you know, barn permit includes, you know, a permit for pigs as well. You know, it's all encompassing in, you know, if anyone says anything, you know, like I said, some towns, they separate barn permit, a pig permit.
But Vinnie, I have to interrupt you for a second. So we were saying not having the barn permit, right? And just staying with a stable permit because Stacy goes and does all the inspections anyway. Even when somebody has a backyard flock, she's out there doing an inspection and she submits it to the state. So there's really no reason to have all these permits. It's just gonna get confusing. It's gonna make more work. And like she said, there's not many people who comply with that. And there's really no recourse for them not complying.
Okay, so we make the stable permit all encompassing.
No, stable permit just stays the way it is.
Right, which is.
Horses, because that has to go to the state. Because those people who have commercial farms who offer riding lessons for their insurance, they have to have the stable permit and they have to have the inspection from Stacy. And so they have, you know, certain guidelines that they have to follow in order to get to get insured.
But if you fill out a stable permit, if you've ever filled out a stable permit, it does say how many, do you have other animals? Do you have goats? Do you have
Right,
chickens?
I had to put that on mine. Mhm.
So.
Okay.
Stable permit has always been encompassing of everything. And when I started, all I did was stables. And I never did other barns. And I never did backyard chickens until we started having problems with the flu, the avian flu and that kind of stuff.
Right.
Then it was mandated that we even have to go to the backyard chicken person. So,
Right.
Mhm.
So what you're saying is to get rid of the barn permit altogether.
yes.
It just makes sense. It's worked when they did it before. I think
It worked when
we're just trying to go around in a circle and we're wasting a lot of time. Stacy is in contact with those owners anyway, when she does the inspections. So I think if we continue down the path with it, that we're going, if we offer workshops in the future, the near future of, you know, talking about avian flu, how to keep your flock safe from diseases, how to, you know, how to clean properly, how to feed, how to do this or that.
All right,
You know,
I
if we
mean-
offer those workshops free to Dayton residents, and there's tons of people that would come in to teach them and it wouldn't be any cost.
it's not a lot of revenue anyways, and it
Yeah.
sounds like
No,
it's
it's
more,
not.
I mean,
it's more,
it's just a nice thing to do for the residents and it kind of keeps us, you know, talking with those people.
Yeah. so
Knowing
we're
what-
not making a lot of revenue on it.
No.
It's more of more work for, that's probably unnecessary anyways. But like you said, I mean, just to be clear, it's like if you don't have horses, you don't need a stable permit.
Correct.
You can have all other kinds of livestock, but you don't need a stable permit.
Correct.
Right.
But if you have horses and you have everything else, the stable permit is all encompassing.
Correct.
Right.
Okay. I'm fine with doing away with it then. I mean, it seems like it's more work than it's worth. You know, for the small amount of revenue that we get, right? So,
Yeah, because how many did we end up with this year? Was
Farm? I got like 5 or 6.
5 or 6, so it's not worth it.
it's not worth it.
No.
It's not worth it. And if Stacy's doing, like you said, Stacy's doing the inspections anyways,
Mm-hmm.
and she knows. And the other part is like, you know, people probably are like, I think we discussed this the last meeting, they're like, I'm not getting a barn permit, you can't enforce it anyway, so,
Right.
you know, the hell with you. So I say, sure, let's just get rid of it. I mean, why put more work on anybody? Just get rid of it, keep the stable permit. Stacy knows what needs to be done. We can always reinstitute it if we come, you know, it comes back around again, right? So, but, you know, for just the cost of it, the cost of doing business of it is not worth it.
Yeah, I agree.
And I think with the stable permit also, maybe we should just consider doing just the commercial ones? Because they,
Well, I don't think you can, because the bylaw states that if you have one or more horses on your property, you need to have a stable permit. That's a bylaw that must have been passed around the same time our piggery bylaw was passed.
right, but that can be changed, right?
It can be, bringing it to the town meeting.
Yeah,
I don't know.
it could be changed and just because,
How many stable licenses do we issue?
22, I think I have so far.
More than that, but yeah.
yeah, and there, I just see the commercial need of it. But I don't,
I do and I don't.
I don't know. I
mean, the stable-
honestly, I like having it for my house.
For me, and this is for, any animal is important,
Mhm.
but anybody can get a horse. And horses decline so fast.
Yeah,
That, I mean, we had one in town. I was there in October. I got a call from the MSPC in January.
oh,
Horse, we had
Yeah.
all horses out of it because they were so bad.
yeah,
really,
They declined that fast, and I think stable permits
absolutely.
are good in the fact that, not that cows can't and that kind of stuff, but I just think that
I agree with you.
your stable permits with horses, because, I mean, we moved a cow off a big, small piece of property because he thought it was okay, and I think people move into town and say, oh, I'm gonna get horses, and they need education, and they need to be accountable for that animal.
Mhm. Yeah, I would suggest that we leave that the way it is.
And as I said, most of your stables have other animals too.
pardon?
I said, most of your stables have other animals, even your commercial
Yeah.
stables have other animals on their
Oh,
property.
definitely, definitely, a lot of barn cats. Well, does anybody want to make a motion?
I'll make a motion to disband barn permits.
The motion you made last time. Not called reverse, what is it?
Tracks,
Retract?
word for it.
Eliminate? Could we say that? A motion to eliminate?
It's for
Okay,
track.
retract.
For track,
Okay.
retract.
I'll make the motion. I'd like to make a motion to retract the barn permit.
I'll second.
Have a vote?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion's unanimous, passes.
Got my pen stuck already.
Well, that's one down. Review, discuss act town nurse status. Liz, do you want to give us an update on that?
I spoke to the last candidate, and he requested a higher pay rate. I brought it to the town administrator, and he came back with a 45, was it 40? 45. But I think it was 45, and the town considered it wasn't worth per diem. If there was more hours, he would have been interested, but wasn't interested. The town administrator and Karen Brady did suggest we tweak the job description to make it more appealing, whether it's, 8 hours every 2 weeks, so it looks like you're getting a bigger check at one point versus 2 hours here, 2 hours there, so maybe adjust the job description so it looks more appealing.
Mhm.
It-
We do have the Alliance nurse. She's been talking with us and she's agreed to come in on Wednesdays to be available at Lincoln Village when Council on Aging usually meets there, and they do the blood pressure and they give out food, checking everybody, and I think that's going to be an ongoing thing.
That's good.
So she'll be coming in, and hopefully, if the other 5 towns don't need her,
Then we can
we
use
can
them
keep
more.
her hopefully once a week, and She's looking into a lot of vaccinations and other things. So I think for now, we're kind of covered with that.
Mhm,
And I know there are some towns that actually don't have a town nurse.
mhm.
So I don't think we're all at loss. And she's very good. And the other thing is, she works with the other towns and with the Alliance. They have benefits that will benefit Dayton. And it's all in the grant, so Dayton isn't responsible for her pay.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's a
and
win-win.
She's very well-rounded. We've met with her, Bella from COA, met with her and we liked her immensely.
Good.
So I think we're pretty well covered there right now.
Awesome.
We can still leave it out there in case we do have somebody that comes forward,
I think we should.
because we never
Hear that,
know,
Lenny?
we never know what the grants,
Hear
how long
us?
they're going to go.
Definitely, I think we should leave it out there.
Definitely leave it out there.
I'll see what I can find, if there's any grants that are out there for that. Like I said, there wasn't anything that I saw the last time that I looked. That was probably a few weeks ago, so. Grant, federal grants are pretty much on hold right now by the current administration. But I'll see if there's anything statewide, maybe we could get something. It still boggles my mind that we're, discussing, $10, $20, that just, I don't quite get that. Between the nurse and the town, and you're looking at 2 to 4 hours, and you're looking at a $5 an hour difference, and so max, what are you talking, $20? And I mean, I don't know, maybe some people are cheaper than me, I guess, but
I think the slim time frame where we don't have like every other week, like Liz was saying, 8
Yeah.
hours or whatever, that way they could put on something.
Mhm.
Especially working with the Alliance nurse together, they can work. And even we're talking about combining vaccinations with another town, like Berkeley.
yeah.
Because
it's a good idea.
Berkeley is in the same alliance as us, so maybe we could combine and offer that. That would be another option. We
No,
don't
that's a good idea. We
yeah,
could
have to
do
be
some
separate.
things regionally, do it with Rehoboth, do it with Berkeley, do it with Somerset, Swansea.
Yeah.
Well, Somerset is on another alliance, Somerset, Swansea, Fall River, Seekonk, I think,
Mhm.
they're on another alliance.
Mhm.
We're with Attleboro, North Attleboro, Rehoboth, Dayton, Berkeley.
Mhm. Good, that's fine then. I mean,
Yeah, I mean, even the three towns, Rehoboth, Dayton and Berkeley could get together, although Rehoboth, they're still on an ARPA grant. So they're very fortunate in that they have 2 nurses. But they have phenomenal programs.
So it
Caretaker,
sounds like from what you're saying, they're probably not going to use that nurse as often if they have
No,
their own
they are
too.
not.
So
I-
that's a
I
plus
believe
for
they're
us.
not. They will keep it in, because I mean, it is a free offer, the
Mhm.
Alliance. They have this grant money. They do offer it, and it is helping the Board of Health with their health wise for the residents to
Yeah,
help them.
awesome. Well, at least we have options.
Well,
so
we're
that's
thinking,
good.
you know how plenty of men, sorry, Vinny, but a lot of men don't want to wait at a doctor's office.
Mhm.
They don't want to go. They're not really sick. So that's why we're thinking Lincoln Village on a Wednesday. They can go get a cup of coffee, couple donuts, have their blood pressure. If they have anything bothering them, they can talk to the nurse and then she can recommend them. I don't think it's something, or yeah, maybe you should get it checked out here or there.
Yeah.
Then they feel
Good.
a little safer, I think, about things. It's
Yeah.
just a way to get the public, especially, some people are afraid of hearing the bad news, even though the bad news is the only way they're going to get better and it's not going to get worse.
Right.
So that's a big plus.
if we're covered that way, like you said, then I think that would be fine. Just leave it up on the website,
Yeah.
see what
If we have
happens.
interest, then we'll address it.
Yeah.
And, the other thing that again, and I don't want to beat a dead horse, is like, these people know this coming in, they know what the hours are. It's all right there. And when they come in
Right.
and they interview us, we tell them the same thing. Then
I
they go
know.
away and they're like, oh no, I need more hours, or oh no, I need
think-
more money. It's like,
Tweaking the job description, you should put non-negotiable
yes,
hours and pay, like.
yep, exactly right. And,
Yeah.
but again, we tell them that up front and they don't know, but yeah, state it even clearer, Liz, in the job description, and just tell them, it's like, this is what it is, this is
Exactly.
not a full-time job. This is a municipal nurse's job, couple of hours here, a couple hours there, maybe no hours in a week, maybe some more. That's it. And you ought to know what you're signing up for. And then just see what we get. And if not,
Yeah.
take the regional nurse. We're covered in what we need to do. And
I think maybe when we're interviewing too, really push it forward and ask them those questions and let them know that this is the price, these are the hours, these are what is accepted.
exactly. And don't come back and say, oh, I want $75 an hour. Well, if we're offering you 35, 40, whatever it
Right.
happens to be.
Right,
And-
at this
and-
time, that's just what we can pay.
Right.
It's not that we wouldn't like to offer more
Mhm.
hours or wouldn't like to have an office here with a nurse
Right.
24/7 that could help out. We'd
Or-
love it.
Again, I was just thinking, I don't know, somebody had mentioned it and I can't remember who, but maybe having another thing on the application for the nurse that they check off the box saying, you are applying, basically knowing that this is the rate and these are the hours.
That's a great idea.
So saying it in the job posting, but also putting it on the application itself.
Yeah,
And that
I
they have to
acknowledge.
check off the box, right, I acknowledge thing. Maybe that will
Yeah,
kind of eliminate
Couple
what
of
we've been going through.
we've been going through a lot of that. They accept and then all of
Yeah,
a sudden.
but I have to say, it's been a learning experience for all of us.
I know, it's also a waste of time for
It is.
everyone.
It is, but sometimes you have to weed through all those things to get to the,
Right, and
to
you
get
kind
to
of
the
feel
good
bad,
thing.
you find people that are extremely good,
yeah.
but I think it's the way of the world now, negotiate.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
And we're not in a position to negotiate. We
No,
wish
not-
We were.
no, we aren't.
But,
But,
like I said, we're negotiating like $10 a week and
Yeah,
and
yeah.
tell them no and they walk away. It's like, oh my God.
I know, but then you add it up for 52 weeks and it's.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, okay, are we all set on this? We're going to leave it as is, still up on the board. If we get interest, then it'll be discussed.
Yeah, so review, discuss, act, so just make a motion to readjust the job description and keep it.
okay, I'll make a motion to readjust the job description and keep the posting out there that we're looking for someone.
I'd second.
Could I have a vote, please?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Ayes have it, motion passes. Review, discuss Bristol Aggie 2025 rabies vaccine clinic, April 12th, 2025, 9 to 12. Stacy, you talking about this?
I guess, I mean.
I guess you are. Yeah, let's have you talk, Stace.
So, Dr. Murdock and I have put together another rabies clinic. We're trying to do them twice a year. Definitely always in April because April is rabies month. So we want to have one in April and probably October. That's when the last one was. We are now opening up to everybody. You don't need to be a Dayton resident.
Oh, really?
Nope, because we've got a couple underneath that, he's got a couple underneath his belt, so now he feels a little more comfortable on doing that. Because he didn't know what was gonna happen, because he's never done one before. So Somerset Swansea's going in with us.
Great.
So October, we had a few people from Tiverton, we had a few people from Taunton and that kind of stuff, so we will advertise it to open it up to whomever would like to come. Rabies is the only vaccine that the state requires you to have. And as long as your pet has had one vaccine, the next vaccine is a 3-year vaccine and will always be a 3-year vaccine. Make sure if your pet has had a vaccine that you bring a little piece of paper with you so you can get a 3-year vaccine. Dogs on leashes, cats and carriers, always. We would prefer dogs that aren't not high strung, are nippy, because the students are working with them.
Do they have muzzles there?
They don't, if your dog needs to be muzzled, bring your own muzzle if you have one.
Okay,
I sometimes have them, but not all the time. And it's usually $15. They take cash or check. We will have our own town clerk there to do dog licenses. She will extend, you won't get charged extra because it's April 1st they're due by, but if you come in for the rabies clinic, you can get your your license. And last time Somerset Swansea did the same thing, so I'm assuming they'll be there also to license their dogs.
do you think 9 to 12 is enough time considering they're opening it up?
I do.
Okay, great,
Because we
great.
run 2 rooms,
Oh, good,
so we get them in and get them out as fast as we can.
perfect.
That's great. And there'll be a flyer that
We'll
you'll
get a
make,
flyer.
I found the one. from
Okay,
last
we'll
year.
just.
Awesome. because then we can share it.
Yeah.
I'll share it.
Yeah, because we wanna, as I said, it's the only vaccine you have to get. And if you go to the vets, you have to pay
Right,
an exam fee and all this kind of stuff.
Expensive.
This is just $15, get the shot, and now you're good.
I think last year the health agent went, is that a requirement or no?
No, it is not a requirement, and it's not even a requirement for the town clerk to be there. I did talk to our town clerk, and she said she would be there.
very
Which is
good.
nice because they can get everything done right there.
One-stop shop.
Yeah.
Well, okay, so if it's open to Swansea and Somerset, you said also?
Yep.
Would you think their town clerks would be coming?
Their town clerk was gonna come in October, but had a discrepancy in, days. So their animal control officer took them and, brought
Are they
them back.
together?
Yes, Somerset Swansea is one.
Okay, perfect, perfect. I wasn't sure. I kind of heard something through the grapevine there, but I wasn't sure. That's great. And Liz, could you put this on all future meetings until April so we could mention it?
I think
Yeah.
last year I called a few of the surrounding towns to tell them about it. And they had,
So the first one we did last year, which was in May, we tried to just keep like residents because you wanted to know how it was gonna flow, how things were happening.
Yeah,
As I said, he had never done one before. Good thing he has a text to have. So, we kept it moving and everything. But now that he's gotten in the flow and the kids are willing to come out and do it,
Good.
we're gonna do it at least twice a year. We're gonna work on other things, but at least we get that going.
he's amazing, isn't he?
I like him.
I've never met a person that didn't like him.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's in the
I've known
racing
for
world and the
years.
horse world.
Used
Even
to
though
be
he's
like that.
told a couple of horses they can't go on the track because they weren't ready. Nobody disagreed with Jeremy. It was like, okay, Doc.
He's a
whatever you
good
say.
man.
He is, Bristol Aggie is so lucky to have that he likes to go back to Ireland a lot. And so he gave up his practice, which I miss him a lot. He's very, 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 very
The kids do a great job. I brought a cat there and they do a really good job. I was really impressed with the kids.
Stacy, do you know anything about that? I know, but I hate to say the hours, what they provide now.
So their vet center is open 3 days a week. You
Okay.
can call anytime during business hours. But from what I understand, they're there Tuesdays from 12 to 2:30. Wednesdays, they're open till 6.
Oh, I didn't know that.
That's the last I saw it. That may be a misprint, but I know they Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, at least until 2:30, from 12 to 2:30.
And people need to know that if you call to make an appointment, just give them time to get back to you.
Yes,
Because it took, I think, a week or two to get back to me
What
to make the
happens is
appointment.
They don't answer the phone, though they should start doing that because that's practice for those people doing that. But they listen to the messages, they have a student call you back
Mhm.
and talk with you and make the appointment and give
That's
you.
good.
So,
It's a training thing.
right, so it may take a week or so before they get back to you, but they will get back to you. And it's usually within a week that you can get in.
Yep.
They're
And
not-
the appointment itself takes a little bit longer because the students are running it.
Right.
But
But
It's okay,
good.
because
It's
we're,
like,
right, and we're supporting the students, so.
oh, I think that's great. I think, but
Yes,
yes,
same questions over and over again, but that's okay.
Okay,
And, you know,
that's how they learn.
and they can do a lot of things. Right now, they're just doing regular exams. As ACO, I get spays and neuters also. They have dentistry equipment that they're looking to start dentistries.
Oh, nice.
really,
They have ultrasound equipment
Wow.
that, you know, they'll start, you figure the people that, this is the second year, or really year and a half. So you don't have anybody that started as a freshman and now as a junior is really good at everything. So they're trying to piece together everything so they can have a full working. So.
yeah, because
Mhm.
vets do need checks,
Yeah.
good checks.
Do you think they'll ever do anything with large animals, like for people to come through and vaccinate horses for rabies?
I don't know. I mean, I can talk to him. He may be able to do something.
I mean, I don't know if that's a need here, but it'd be
But
kind of nice, you know, if we could,
also, you-
offer that. yeah, I'm thinking maybe just, you know, horses.
Yeah, the guys do everything.
Yeah, horses, maybe, you know, having goats go through to get their vaccine.
Farm animals, yeah, I mean.
I mean, it'd be more work,
Right, we could talk about it, but right now.
maybe in the future,
Tech stuff, they're just,
yeah.
companion animals is their thing. They're not a large animal.
Mm-hmm.
Takes a special kind of a person to be a tech for a large animal.
I did it
Yes,
for,
'cause it's a lot of.
I did it for 2 years.
That kind of
You're special.
I am
You're
special.
special.
Ooh,
No, I don't know about you, but we've had some
Oh, it
techs
could-
come with the vets and,
It could be scary at times.
Yeah,
because you
they-
Don't know
they're-
what the horse is gonna do.
yeah, and
And they're a lot bigger than a dog when they don't wanna do something.
I know one of my best vets was only like 90 pounds. She
Mhm.
was amazing. She could flip a foal like that.
Oh, yeah.
Like, wow. She was very, very good. Yeah, I'm so glad that they offer that. That's a great, great promotion.
That's awesome.
Okay, items not reasonably anticipated within 48 hours.
I don't have anything.
Nothing.
Public input. Miss Stacy, do you have anything else you'd like to tell us about?
Yeah, the entire public, Stacy.
Now in public, I went from one to another. No, I'm good.
Good, good. We like having you here.
Oh,
We really do. Approved minutes. 12/17/24, 1/8/25, 1/14/25, 1/29/25.
Don't we have to table the ones from 1/8?
Yeah, I was told today by Karen that you can only approve executive session minutes while you're in executive session, so that one will have to wait.
Till we go back to
The next
executive.
time We go on to executive, yeah,
What date was that? From the 8th?
that was the 8th, so skip that one.
Okay.
Okay, I really didn't have time to go over these. So I'd like to put it off till the next meeting, to be honest with you.
We could do that. I read them over. I mean, some of it was like a rehash of what we did, Barbara.
Yeah,
But
I know, but
we can table it till next time.
I had a crazy day today. And I had to go out on an inspection this afternoon, so it evolved a lot.
Yeah,
And
fine.
I didn't get a chance to even look at them.
Minutes aren't gonna go anywhere. We can table it.
Okay, Can I have a motion, please?
Motion to table, approval of the minutes from past meetings.
I second that.
Oh, could I have a vote?
Aye.
Aye.
And the motion passes. Review, discuss health agent status. Oh, no, new business, I'm sorry. Oh, and before that, Johnny's Mark. got
Where are you?
this
Oh, no, that was,
You know, I had a crazy day this afternoon.
those are the minutes. We're not gonna,
I'm thinking my paper doesn't say that.
those are the minutes
Okay,
we're
I'm
not gonna talk about.
discuss Health agent anyway, if you don't mind. May I discuss?
Sure.
Probably should have done that under reasonably, not items reasonably anticipated. you want to go back to that?
Yes, let's go back to items not reasonably anticipated within 48 hours. Both the health agents came in last Friday. We had a great talk. They met each other. I'm talking about the town per diem health agent, Matt Tanis, who's worked with the Board of Health for years, and he was a selectman, and he was on the Board of Health. And also the Alliance Health Agent, his name is Cliff Pierre. They're both great qualified health agents. They're working together, and we're going to be setting up a program of protocol, so they can both either work together on certain things or work separately. So that way the town can be covered. What happens is Cliff, working with the Alliance, contacts the Alliance, and they have a weekly schedule for him. They'll send it out on Friday afternoon, so we know when he's coming to Dayton, what he'll be doing in Dayton a week ahead. And then if we want to request him for anything special, we can request him. And that is grant subsidized with him. He's very good. So I think we are really getting on track with the Alliance, and I know when we first started years ago, when we were signing, in the process of signing into it, there were some people that thought, well, the bigger towns like Attleboro would be getting the biggest part of their services. But I think we're equally sharing, and it's well needed and well appreciated. And that's about it. Any questions on that?
Nope.
Any questions on the health agent, Vinnie?
No, I think that's clear. I think it's good right now.
Yeah, I was very glad that they meshed really good. They're both on the same line. I think it's great.
Good.
Great. It's not putting too much pressure on Matt, where he's per diem to be here all the time. And Cliff is based out of Berkeley, which is right over the bridge. So if something is important and he's needed, Matt will talk it over with him and he'll be over here. Okay, can I have adjournment? Anybody like to motion for adjournment?
I'll motion to adjourn.
I second that.
Can I have a vote?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion is passed, adjourned. Oh,
Bye, Vinnie.
I
Aye.
just done something we didn't do.
Stay out of the cold.
Yeah, thanks.
We didn't make a date for the next meeting.